Okay, so I think we are good to go. Um, all right, so you guys ready?
I think so.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. First and foremost, how was everybody's Saturday?
Well,
Slow.
it's slow, chill, pretty relaxed to be fair.
Have a brew for me, why don't you, Red?
Cheers.
You're all having beer. I'm the only one. God damn it. I forgot to make a pit
I
stop.
promised only one bottle.
Only one bottle. Okay.
That's what I'm having.
It's 0.75 liters, so it's quite a big one.
Yeah, I see that. I kind of wonder if they sell that where I'm at because I kind of want to try it because I see you guys drinking it all the time. But I'm also not much of a beer guy. Anywho, so to get this rolling, do we all just want to introduce ourselves? Who wants to go first?
Fine, since everyone's pointing at me. Well, first and foremost, good evening, everyone. My name is the Gaming Metalhead. People also know me by my real name, which is Hidde. I'm from the Netherlands. I stream Rocksmith and video games from time to time. I play guitar, I play bass, and yeah, I'm just here to have a good time today.
Absolutely wonderful. I guess I'm Flinchy. I'm, as most of you know, I am also known as Travis, but I stream Rocksmith and occasionally video games, and I'm a charity and variety streamer.
I'm Return of the Dukes. I also go by Alfonso. I also do Rocksmith, and I've dabbled in a couple workouts here and there. That's about it.
Yeah, I see those incredible gains you get on Facebook.
Only once or twice.
Fantastic. I'm co-hosting today. As you know, Red Lionhead. I just go by Red or Lion, basically.
I feel that in my soul because I've been scrambling like half the week. So, Dukes and Metalhead, this was your guys' first Shredfest, right?
No,
Second.
the second, both of ours.
Oh, well, how'd you guys feel about it? And who did you play?
To be fair, a lot better than the first. I think mainly due to I played Trivium this Shredfest, which was an absolute blast to play. Was very nervous but very rewarding in the end. But it was a blast playing the second Shredfest. Mainly it was better due to I was more prepared of what was to come. And I feel like I improved a lot in between the first and second Shredfest, mainly due to, of course, support from people from the Unity Discord and from people stopping by. It's amazing what this incredible community has brought, and I really feel like everyone stopping by, improving is a thing. And I really am glad to have been in the second Shredfest as well. Looking forward to the future Shredfests.
Yeah. Well, just you mentioned that you learned so much from the first you were on to the second. Like, could you specify like what was the things that you felt you weren't prepared enough for that you focused more on the second one?
I think it was mainly the tracks that I chose. I chose a band that I listened to a lot more on a daily basis than I did in the first one. In the first Shredfest, I played Dimmu Borgir, which is I really enjoy Dimmu Borgir, which is a lot of fun to play, all in corpse paint and everything. But mainly I chose Dimmu Borgir due to it probably being one of those weeks where I was more into black metal than anything else. And I just didn't really feel prepared for Trivium. And for the second one, I gave myself as we say in Dutch, I kicked my own butt and said, just go with it. And I felt more motivated, and I really wanted to show off that I improved. So Shred Trivium off and on stream, and it felt really rewarding just by playing it and seeing everyone go ham in chat. That was a thing that I think for myself, yeah, it was worth it picking a tougher band, and it was really rewarding.
Excellent. How about you, Dukes?
I actually went the complete opposite. So I agree with Hide. There was a lot that you really learned going from the first to the second one. For me, a lot of it was really learning how to just kind of control yourself through the first song or two. Because in the first one, I was so amped up. And the first one for me, I think at that point, I was only playing for I think it was 6 months at that point in time. So I was still pretty new to it. And I went with my favorite band, which was Highly Suspect for the first one. And it was way too shreddy for what I was able to do. I still had a bunch of fun in doing it, but it was definitely well above my my as we say here in America, it was above my pay grade.
Taking a line from me now.
But this past one I wound up doing Chevelle, and I went with something that was more something I could just have more fun with and not have to worry about, oh shit, here comes another solo, because there was literally 0 solos in the entire set. And I was actually, it was interesting because I was only a reserve and I only had a couple minutes to fill in. And I was honestly, that weekend I was waiting on test results from COVID. I was sick as a dog as it was. So I didn't really have time to just actually process everything. It was more of just do it.
Right. I feel that with the whole shredding thing. When I was in my first fest, I chose 3 Days Grace because there's no solos in 3 Days Grace. Like, let's be real here. It's relatively easy stuff. It's fun to play, you know. And yeah, it was a ton of fun for that set list. And just like you guys, I was really nervous and amped up. But after that first song goes, primo.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been my experience as well. That the first song is really fucking nerve-wracking, and then you find out, hey, this is actually quite fun, and then it kind of flies by from that.
Yeah, yeah. It just kind of snowballs downhill from there.
It's insane. It's just the first hour before the set, the streamer that goes in front of you is like, yeah, we're live and you're doing this, and you're just sitting there waiting like, oh dear, I'm live in the next one, please don't screw it. And
Yeah, I was
once yeah, it just goes too
I
fast though. It goes way too fast.
as my buddy Alex says, red light fever or red light syndrome. As soon as that light goes on, your mind goes blank. So what did you guys do to calm down and get ready and stuff like that for your guys' sets?
Well, yeah. I honestly, and before the set, I think you just talk to the people in the Discord. You hype each other up, and then chill with the people from the staff before you go live. And I think the best thing, since I have done live shows as well, it's the thing that gets me ready before the show starts. You just take a deep breath, and as soon as you are live, when you walk on that stage or go live in this case, it's those first few things, like the first song that you do. you're prepared for it. There's always that little bit of stress, but once you just roll into it, everything goes, and it's like everything, the adrenaline and the music, it takes over. So for me, there's not really a way to prepare for it. It just goes, and as soon as it goes, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think with me it was we were just like Hide said, we were just hanging out in video chatting, and then get a shot in you, have a drink, and just kind of get through the first song. That's the biggest thing, is getting through the first song, and also hopefully not having chain brain raid you with 300 viewers.
Yeah, I was at, I think, 90 for the most part on mine, so I had it a little bit easier than you did on that one, Dukes. How about you, Red? What do you do to calm down?
I don't know if I do actually. uh, I mean, I've when it comes to preparing and stuff like that, I kind of do this whole uh, personality with the captain and all that, and that really helps me a lot because I'm trying to go into this mode, this kind of persona that is way bigger, more confident, everything than I usually am. Um, so that kind of just forcing that, and of course, one of the things I like to do is start with a real banger, just full force front, give everyone a real like whoa, and then you can kind of just dial it a bit back down because if you give that really good first impression, you know how it is. Like when in the first 15 seconds, people are probably made up 90% of what they're gonna think of you, anyways. So if you're gonna get that, just open really hard and then go back a bit, that also kind of helps. And just don't care if it's not working 100% out. If you see the highlights from the first Shredfest, I mess up my first line completely, but nobody cared. Nobody even noticed that one. I noticed that on the second watch through of that highlight. It's just open hard and just enjoy yourself. It also helps that I've done a few full contact fighting tournaments. I've lost most of them, but just going out there in the ring with the spotlight and one guy is going to punch your face out if you can. Playing in front of a camera, even with a few hundred people, it's not that bad.
I mean, you let people hit that moneymaker, though?
Absolutely. I the COVID thing is really annoyed me because I haven't been able to even spar at all because you can't really fight at 2 meters distance.
Well,
So,
hopefully soon, man.
absolutely.
Listen, I want you to punch me in the face, but you got to be 6 feet away, and you got to wear a face mask. And please just do me a favor, if you can, just don't make it too hard.
Fucking shadow boxing. We used to do that crap all the time when I was in trade school. And a bunch of people got kicked out of because we had like a 30-person brawl going on.
Nice.
Oh, it was fun.
What?
That's what everybody watching was thinking, but we were all kicking the shit out of each other. It was awesome. And then they just looked at me and were like, "Nah, there's no way he's involved in this. He's fine." So now we've gone over the fest and stuff like that a little bit. Where did you guys' Twitch handles come from?
Hey, you first.
You can go first this time.
All right. So mine, I've mentioned this a couple times now, But back when I was like 18 years old, me and my buddy wanted to do YouTube videos, gaming videos, you know, because Markiplier was just getting up there, and we were both huge fans of him. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to be a charity streamer and all that fun stuff. But so his nickname was Echo, my nickname was Flinchy. So we just put the two together, and bam! And I just kind of rolled with it after he like got engaged and had kids and stuff like that.
Mine,
Okay,
just
okay.
take a look in the camera.
Ah, yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, it makes sense.
I mean
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a pretty majestic mane going on there.
Sick.
Haven't cut me hair since I was 15 years old, I think.
Damn.
I haven't cut mine in a year, so
And what is a hairdresser? I wouldn't know.
See, I
Neither
get
do
mine
I.
cut like every 6 weeks, so I would die with that one.
man, we're rock stars. We need long hair. Where we get our rock juices from.
The issue is the longer my hair gets, the more it exposes my bald spots. So
Oh, I am so sorry.
all right, I guess I'll say where mine came from, and then because mine's a little sappy, so we'll go sappy, and then Hide, you can actually kill it off good.
I'll try. It's not that special, I promise.
So everybody who actually knows me or has been to my channel knows that literally everything in my channel is pretty much ferret related. Yeah. So the term dukes comes from it's the sound that a ferret makes when it gets excited. Return of the Dukes is actually kind of like it's basically like, hey, bring back the ferrets. However, exactly. However, the 122 was the day that I got my ferret, who sadly passed a few years ago. So it's just kind of like, everything's basically an homage to him. Everything is like the emotes that are currently being spammed is an actual. They're based off of one of his pictures. So like everything's basically an homage to my buddy Rami.
That's actually really, really awesome, though. I gotta say that really tops mine. To be fair, because honestly, I am a gamer and I am a metalhead, and I combine those two, and boom, there you go.
Hey man, that's respectable. Also,
So yeah,
Dukes, your name is wholesome as hell, and I love it.
yeah, it is.
You know
Holy
what's
shit.
funny? I'm probably the most vulgar out of the group of you guys too.
Challenge accepted.
I think this is a PG-13 stream. Otherwise, I'm not sure.
You
Yeah,
haven't seen me when somebody tries to make me play like, oh, I don't know, Guthrie Govan or Chon, you know, stuff like that. I get pretty vulgar at that point.
Yeah, I just tend to get annoyed with the mature content thing, because nothing what I'm saying is mature. It's childish as fuck. But
I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. The only reason why I even put it up there is because it makes people have to acknowledge that it is a mature content stream in case someone is in there under the age of 18. I'm covering my ass. That's all.
Yep. Pretty
completely
much.
agree.
Yeah, so how long have you guys been playing now?
Ooh. That's a good one. Because of all honesty, I have not been playing for that long in total hours or days. When I was in primary school, my dad got us a guitar, which is on my wall, out of reach. Was like, here's a guitar, here's an amp, go have fun. Then I really didn't play for a couple of years. Then in middle school, I think second year, I got my own actual guitar, which is also over there on the wall. And I really, until like I think in between, would have been in between 2009 and 2015, I really didn't really do much beside actually get Rocksmith for Christmas, the original one. Played that a couple of times and cast it aside because I didn't really do anything with it anymore. But after 2015, it's when I started getting into live performances with a local, it's like a festival, 1-day festival, where we just we practice songs and then perform a lot of cover songs on the evenings. And then it used to be the evening before like New Year's Eve. It used to be the day before New Year's Eve. It was a lot of fun, and actually I started picking up guitar more, and I got a new guitar then. And from like 2015 on, so I think 6 years now, and picked it up more since last year, mainly due to COVID. So if we were talking actual playing, I think it would be a year, but in real time playing, 6 years. But yeah, that.
Right on. I've been playing for about 16 months now. Getting closer to the year and a half mark. And starting to realize exactly what kind of my jam is and my groove and stuff like that. I like hella melodic stuff. I suppose that's why I'm a lead player, because I like melody and harmony and music, and I don't like just counting to 4, Red.
I can count to 6 as well.
Shots fired.
Now the real question is, can you count to 7?
What's 7?
But yeah, that's basically my shtick with learning guitar. I've been learning for a year and a half almost, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I've been playing for, it'll be 11 months in 10 days. And I guess this is shameless self plug, but at a year mark, which is May 20th, which is also my year stream anniversary, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing a set list and just kind of maybe hopefully giving away a couple things and hanging out with people.
Yep,
Your
go
agenda,
follow.
folks.
Go follow that, man.
I'm a hack. Don't follow me.
Absolute legend. Seriously, give him some love.
And of course, in the chat, we have a guest command that gives you the links to all of the guests, like the Dukes, Metalhead, me. Flinchy Echo is over there, but he's the host, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of just here. I scrambling to get everything ready because shameless plug here. I'm in the middle, or just started a week-long charity event last night for the Humane Society of the United States. They contact me pretty regularly every few months to do an event for them. So far we've raised like $80 just in one night, which blows my mind a little bit, because usually I only raise anywhere between like $10 to $500, I think, is the most I've raised in like one event. So it's it's a fun, good time, and I'll play any song regardless of difficulty or anything. Like I get Through the Fire and Flames requested all the time, especially if people are donating money. I'm more inclined to play harder shit.
Okay.
What about you, Red?
That sounds nice, though.
Yeah, Red.
Yeah, I've been playing bass about, fuck's sake now. It's going on nearly 10 years since I picked up the bass. Um, what happened was basically I tried to play guitar with my fiance at the time, but she was just a fucking amazing shredder. Like she played Megadeth, Metallica, like all of his really difficult stuff, and I'm trying to keep up with it on the guitar. Is like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Found out, yeah, let's pick up the bass and see if we can hang on to that. With that, found out that that was more fitting my hands, my needs, and my playing style in general. Played on and off like with tabs and on my own for a while, and then I think it was nearly 3 years ago now. Actually, a fellow personal friend from high school, or close to high school at least, uh, and also a streamer friend, told me to, well, you should just check out Rocksmith, because I was toying with the idea of just playing with tabs and whatnot on stream. And it's like, you should just check out Rocksmith. Like, I bought it for the PS4, tried it out. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Then Roth TV, the fantastic man that he is, raided me a few times actually, with nearly 100 people, and it's like, whoa. And that was when I had one or two at the best days, and I kind of just got thrown into this community, and I've been here ever since, and I'm really fucking thankful for it. Got up to nearly 900 followers now, and that just blew me mind, because I wasn't even affiliated back then, let alone anything else. So yeah, skill wise, I've just accelerated exponentially after that.
Same. I think that the first two, or the first Rocksmith streamer that I actually met was Guitar Genie, and he used to go by Risen a long time ago. Smaller guy. He rated me like 2 days into me learning how to play. So sitting there with dynamic difficulty and stuff like that on, and basically just plugging along, plucking away here and there. And then 2 months in, I met Miss Rocktism and Gamut.
Fantastic people.
And Gamut rated me twice before I joined Unity. And Miss Rocktism sat in my stream for 3 hours trying to convince me to turn off the dynamic difficulty. And I'm sitting there like, I've only been playing for like 2 or 3 months. I don't know if that's a good idea. I haven't turned it back on since. So,
I know there's a few schools on this, but in my opinion, doing dynamic difficulty is, well, for some it might be the correct way, but I find it to be a smarter way to turn the speed down and the dynamic difficulty off.
I think that will be indeed the best for me as well. Just plunge into the abyss, and you get a lot better from that. Especially with indeed, you can just slow the tab down, because basically Rocksmith is just an interactive tab in a way.
Yep.
So just slow the speed down, get it down, and then speed it up gradually, and boom, there you go.
right. Yeah, I feel like if I was still using dynamic difficulty to this day, I would not be as far as I am, because I'd be afraid to take more risks. Whether it be sounding bad or whatever.
I personally, I used dynamic difficulty until about just about 7 months. And so with me, what it was is, as soon as I hit about turning everything up to about 75 to 80% on dynamic difficulty right off the bat on a sight read, I just said, screw it, I'm turning this off, and I'll wing the last 20%. And if I get a 50, so be it.
That's basically how I look at it. Especially when I'm
What?
playing stuff like Chon.
I'm actually not sure how the dynamic difficulty decides what notes to take off or whatnot, but just getting like the first beat of measures would actually be a sensible way to just start by just doing the first beat every time to work on time. Because the little known fact, working on time to a metronome is one of the best ideas you can do. I mean, shredding, playing, yeah, that's fun, but time is something that is very underestimated in a lot of players because it's not as fun, it's not as flashy, but it is the foundation that everything is based upon.
Correct. Which I am starting to realize because a year and a half in almost, I'm having an issue with playing in time. But I also like never really dabbled in, say, bass or rhythm playing, so I don't have a sense of rhythm yet.
Give it a shot, I'd say.
Yeah, that's why I
Absolutely.
got a bass.
I mean,
Good.
you doing like a rhythm challenge stream or whatnot to just do rhythm guitar, just as an interesting experiment, see how that feels like when, because that is also solely, well, mostly based in like keeping the baseline, well, keeping close to the baseline at least.
Right, right. Yeah, I rhythm is a little bit rough for me, but what can you do? Everybody's got a natural rhythm. I just gotta find mine.
Fair enough. Well, you know how it is. The metronome just speeds up and slows down at random, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're playing like, oh, I don't know, Symphony X where they do 7 time changes throughout the entire song. My buddy Alex, he's a rhythm guitarist. He's been quizzing me while I'm playing songs. He's like, "Okay, so what time is this in? What time is that in?" And I'm like, 3, 7, 4." Symphony X is a pain, man.
I think I'm glad that hasn't been requested in my streams yet.
So what
I
you're
get, yeah,
what
I get that from time to time, and let's just say that the bass parts aren't a walk in the park either.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Metalhead, is I gotta come by and request some Symphony X at ya. First song, The Odyssey.
uh, Feel free to. It's just that I'm kind of taking a break of requests, honestly.
I don't blame you.
It's mainly long story short, I get kind of bummed with meme and too much skill checks at times. Um, so I mainly do now a more thing like gentle suggestion thing. It's like you know just play some stuff, and if chat's like, hey, uh, this song I haven't heard in a while, or hey, that came by in the list of songs you have, could you play it? And yeah, sure.
I've seen that a lot. Well, not maybe not a lot, but several key people that I watch have been going more to do either album playthroughs or taking requests just from like a selected number of people, VIPs only, like just dialing down the random request stuff a bit. And for any of you out there that is afraid it's gonna hurt your viewership, the people who request the shit that you just get infuriated about playing, you don't want that anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for me, one of the main genres that I cannot stand playing is death metal. And the reason why is because it's either really slow or it's tremolo picking until your arm falls off. So I'm not a huge fan of playing death metal unless it's like Serenity and Murder or something like that where it's just melodic as hell. But the or jazz or the blues, I'm not a huge fan of playing those, but death metal takes the cake in terms of things that I do not like to play.
What about true Norwegian black metal then?
Okay, yeah, like if which I got a crash course in Norwegian death metal or black metal by the way a couple weeks ago involving mayhem because I didn't
Oh,
know about that whole situation and my viewers decided to let me know about that because I was curious.
yeah. Just so people know, I am friends with people who were in that community with the Mayhem ship back in the day. So
Oh shit, that's some heavy stuff. To be fair.
yeah, they were kind of they weren't involved in the murder and church burning. No, but they were in that musical community of like black metal back in the day. It's like it's not that far back, and I live in Norway, so
Yeah, then I think you pick it up a lot more with friends and local people as well.
Yeah, I feel like I grew up on the wrong part of the world just because power metal is like my favorite thing to play. And how many American power metal bands are there?
I don't know actually.
I have no idea.
Most of them are either Swedish, Norwegian like Red, or the almighty Finnish.
Oh yeah, Finland has an insane number of them, but you also have a lot of the German power metal bands. Like Germany have a
Ordenogen.
lot of them.
Ordenogen is good.
Yeah.
Tons of.
You have a few Dutch one as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few Dutch, but I think the Dutch, it's kind of a mishmash. It's really depending on where you're from. It's we have a lot of like melodic stuff as well. It's also very very popular over here. And then of course you have the underground death metal and black metal. I think one that went more worldwide is I have to think about this. I think it's God Dethroned. It's one that's more known worldwide as well. It's a very good band from the Netherlands. So if you have some time to check it out, check them out. It's really really good stuff. Aside from that, to be fair, I don't know much Dutch bands aside from a few ones I've seen on local festivals and support the hell out of.
Well, you have a Heidefolk.
Heidefolk, we do, of course.
See, I like recently
Back. Yep.
Wait, what? Oh, so I just like recently discovered like Beast in Black. Randomly on my Spotify playlist while I was at work, Sweet True Lies played, and I love it when random music starts playing on my Spotify, just because sometimes some really cool shit pops up. I was like, well, time to see if there's a chart for this, and there's not a chart for it on Rocksmith, but Dismally had a chart for me for it, so I will take that.
Yeah, you have Beast in Black, and then you have Battle Beast, which Beast in Black I think was a few of the original member of Battle Beast that kind of fell out with that band.
The singer, right? The singer was voted off, I think, and then started his own project.
Yeah, there was something there, but like those two bands are really fucking similar. I have an issue trying to separate those two.
It's because it's basically still the same band. It's just different members, but the music they make is very similar, but very fun to play though.
Oh yeah, tons of fun to play. But yeah, no, power metal's like my go-to genre. How about you guys?
Go ahead, Hede. You're good.
No, you were first. You were first. After you, sir.
I don't know. I listen to like a lot of stuff. In the Rocksmith community, I would say I probably listen to some of the more far off stuff that a lot of that isn't super popular. I would say.
You're muted, Dukes.
Sorry. I play like a lot of like Highly Suspect and Chevelle and a lot of stuff that people don't necessarily play. Like I play a lot of Motionless in White. I do get into some more metalcore stuff, but I stay away from any kind of thrash. It's just not necessarily my taste. I don't like chugging zeros and then power chords at 200 BPM. Like it's not my thing. Yeah, but so I just kind of let other people do that, and anytime someone requests something like Slayer or Pantera, I'm just like, yeah, well, I mean, there's other people you can go to for that.
Slayer!
See, I actually like playing Slayer. I'm just terrible at the chord stabs. But like
Yeah.
Raining Blood, it's one of my favorite songs to play, hands down.
I can play that on a ukulele, not on an actual guitar.
That's perfect.
See, I want to. My dad was a diehard, or is a diehard Slayer fan, so I want to record me playing Raining Blood for him one of these days.
Well, and so here's my thing. A lot of people they use thrash as means of skill checking, especially when they see someone is relatively newer. They just want to see someone flail at the low E string and then as fast as I can and see them struggle through it. So I just got to a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this. Other people can request it elsewhere.
That's understandable. Like I'm fine with challenges, especially when someone comes in and they're like, "You should play Through the Fire and the Flames," and I'm like, "I got you. I can do that." Because I practice it on a regular basis anyways, so it's like it's not much of a troll thing for that song for me, or like Demolisher by Slaughter to Prevail. That song's got a lot of like sweep picking and stuff like that in it, and weird chords and octaves and all sorts of crazy shit going on in it. But some of the skill checks I don't mind doing, but other ones I just won't put my heart and soul into because I don't care enough to.
Yeah, the skill checks for bass are a bit different. It is not as much the thrash metal or death metal or whatnot. Is usually jazz.
Yeah.
Especially stuff
like
like
any
Miles.
kind of Muse.
Yeah, no, Muse is actually quite fun. Muse is fantastic, but I'm talking like Miles Davis, Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller, Jaco Pastorius, of course. Like all of these like insane basses. Like, it's like fuck off. I'm not doing those.
Yeah, Jaco Pastorius. I just read up on the story about him a couple of weeks ago. Man, I do like how confident he was, because he was a
Yeah.
phenomenal bassist. But when asked in an interview, where do you see the future of jazz going? And he said, well, I'll be in Miami next week. Like,
Or Sam V8 said in the chat, anything with slap bass
Yeah.
Yeah.
is basically. I mean, I can slap okay, but slapping Flea or for fuck's sake, Les Claypool, like.
Les Claypool, in and of himself, we can talk about him for hours, because that dude is a legend on a bass.
He is an alien that just took on human form and amuses us. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm scared to think that perhaps he's holding back sometimes.
But you can try to practice slap and it works fine. But as Essar also kind of points out, trying to sight read slap. Have you tried that?
I haven't been able to play my bass yet, so I haven't been able to try shit.
I think the first one you're gonna get requested then is probably slap.
I can make a slap version of Ramahoy's pirate ship for you, mate.
How about a slap version of Mexico? That would work for me.
Yeah, that also has a few of the octaves. That or stuff like the Bad Touch by Bloodhound Gang.
The Bad Touch.
I'm really pissed off at Ubisoft because of that one, because the custom chart that came before the official one, that had octaves and then the choruses were normal. But when Ubisoft got a hold of it, they just did octaves throughout the song, so it's 4 minutes of octaves.
Lame.
That sounds
Ubisoft, I find, has some of the worst charts there is. Like between tones and then like the charts themselves. It's honestly, you'd be amazed how many just piss poor charts there are that are official.
Have you ever played Cherub Rock? Have you listened to that tone?
No.
Yeah,
But we all have it.
It's atrocious.
The tone is terrible. Like, from a lead standpoint, it sounds like a radiator decided to have a hate baby with an air conditioner.
Black metal?
Not quite, but close.
There's a couple of Royal Blood official charts, and they're all absolutely terrible.
Royal Blood is really fucking difficult to get right though, because that tone is really unique. Like my one bass tone, which is from Hang 'em High, if anyone wonders, is the bass tone I use 95% of the time, and it works wonderfully fine.
See,
Yeah,
I need to work on getting some more tones set up for my stuff, because if I'm playing something like, oh god, what was I playing last night that I had to switch the tones? Half of the Symphony X charts have bad tones. And if you're playing like Evolution or Egypt or something like that, it's the tone's pretty bad.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like indeed a lot of charts, official or custom, getting the right tone is very difficult. So once you have a song with tones that are like, yeah, those I want to use, grab them.
Mm-hmm. Like Neptix, I don't know how he does it or how he decides what tones to use, but he does pretty fucking good every time. He's done quite a few charts for me at this point. Like Deceiver of the Gods by Amon Amarth. There's no chart for it on Customs Forge, so I asked him if he would do it, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." Got the tone.
Oh, well, when it comes to bass tone, and you mentioned Amon Amarth, have you ever tried to play an official song that is lower than C standard with a like the octave thing on bass? It's awful, and all the Amon Amarth official charts have are just in E standard, but it's put on an octave effect on it, so the A is like the second lowest string, and it sounds awful. I've just resorted to refusing to play official Amon Amarth on bass. I play it on the rhythm guitar instead because I don't like that.
I don't blame you. Like Cherub Rock, like I said, the tone is so bad it's almost deafening, dude.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Cherub Rock, you can swap out the tone and it still sound fine.
That's
But
fair.
if I swap out the tone on those Amon Amarth charts, just as an example, you lose that octave effect. So you basically tune the entire song up an octave, and that just sounds completely awful.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
Lovely.
so the tuning for the bass is also wrong then.
The
yeah.
tuning is put up an octave, and then it's put to E standard, and then the tone itself, the official tone, is tuned down one. Oh yeah,
Right.
that's also, as I actually pointed out, that's also a valid approach. But I just find Amon Amarth rhythm playing is not that bad, so I get just take it as a practice to play some rhythm guitar.
Right, right. So on the topic of tones and tuning and stuff, what are your guys' preferred tunings?
C standard.
Well, that was kind of a given considering how much Ailstorm you play.
Actually, I prefer D or E actually.
Really? Mine's probably I like to go back and forth between drop tuning and standard, but I find myself down in drop B or drop D a lot. Those are like my comfort zones, or D or E. I have like 4 comfort zones.
A lot of the stuff that I like to play is either in like drop C or it's B drop A, personally, or even the occasional drop B flat.
I mean, everyone knows that drop D is the best drop tuning in the whole world, so
It's a cheat code, right?
yeah, it is.
Yep.
But to be fair, there is a lot of fun charts in drop D though. I mean, getting back to that last question of bands that you like to play, because I like to play a lot of Trivium. That's kind of obvious at this point.
Yep.
It's just really fun that most charts are either in drop D or like step down drop D, like the D drop D flat. So it's fairly easy to switch in between tunings and stuff with most of the Trivium stuff. Being that there's mainly the same tuning, just drop them down on your drop pedal and you're fine.
Yep.
And well, I really like 7-string tunings because, well, if you have a 7 string for those B standard songs, it feels really, really good to play them like that.
Yeah, I just discovered Until the World Goes Cold. And
Fantastic song.
A really
that
good one.
yeah, it is officially on my work playlist, but my favorite Trivium album is actually Shogun.
See, I like it there.
Shogun was a great album.
It is. It's one of the one, probably the one that got me the most into Trivium as well, and it's still also very, very, very plays close to my heart. It is really good.
Mm-hmm. I remember when it came out, me and my buddy Jared were cruising around basically listening to it on repeat in his car. All right, so then back to the whole artist thing. Which artist inspired you guys to learn?
For me, it wasn't a specific artist. I'm very much a proponent of like when the shutdown happened last year. I needed something to do when I wasn't at work. Thankfully, I still was able to work with the shutdown, but I wanted to learn to do something, and I'll never forget. I stumbled upon Young Gun's channel, and my first comments in his channel was, "What the fuck is this?" And then immediately it was started looking at guitars.
Right on.
That's awesome, mate.
That's really cool.
For me, it was I sort of slipped into a little bit of a depressive slump in towards the end of 2019, and I was like, okay, I can't be having this, so I'm gonna try to figure out something and to learn or to kind of fill this gap that I'm feeling at the moment. And all of a sudden, I was like, it clicked in my head, I'm gonna buy an electric guitar. Sort of an impulse buy, you know? And I was like, huh, okay, so now I got this electric guitar, but now I don't know how to play. So I went into some streams on for Rocksmith, and I was like, would you recommend this to somebody who's learning? And now here I am almost a year and a half later.
That's really cool. For me, it wasn't a band or anything either. It was my older nephew was playing guitar back in the day when we were younger. He played in a lot of bands, and he played some tunes that as soon as I discovered bands like The Offspring and stuff, they were like, yeah, we played some of those things, and I was blown away by it. So I played a brass instrument back in the day, and I remember when I told my teacher that I was going to quit playing that instrument and pick up electric guitar, he actually was blown away. He nearly fell, which was really funny. And then, the reason why I did start streaming Rocksmith and I'm still playing guitar, I think, would be last year when I was really bored on Twitch one day. And the music category was on top, and there was this guy called Coded Ghost, which is still a really, I think, one of my most influential people of the music community. Got me into streaming Rocksmith and got me into the Unity stream as well. So huge shout out to Coded Ghost there. Yeah, really awesome lad. Really awesome person, and I'd consider him a really close friend at this point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of interesting that you get into this kind of just by coincidence, just get into this community. Like you just happen to browse music. I just happen to get raided. You just happen to pass on to Young Gun. It's like it's really awesome though, but it kind of hints that there might be a lot more of let us out there that hasn't discovered this. That might be interested in the community, and we've kind of seen that explosion in the Unity Discord, like from Shredfest, especially from Shredfest 2 to Shredfest 3. It was like, whoom, a lot of people, and then a lot more from 3 to 4. So that's absolutely a thing. Well, my inspiration is kind of in the classics, basically, that wanted me to play music. It's Maiden, Priest, Sabbath, like basically the old metal classics. Are just, I need to learn this because this is just amazing. And I wasn't, as I said, I wasn't starting on bass. I wasn't thinking about bass. I was just thinking about great songs that I wanted to play. Um, Interestingly enough, a few of the first recordings I have is Rammstein, but that's just because that was simple enough that I could play it. So there is that aspect as well, because I was not learning from Rocksmith. I was learning from tabs and just playing through recordings.
Hmm.
I found out later the tab I was using the live version, which was sped up about 10 BPM. So I was playing it in hard mode compared to the studio album.
Right. Yeah, like songs and bands that really got me into it was Sabaton. I wanted to learn how to play A Lifetime of War because that's my favorite Sabaton song. Um or Attack of the Dead Man, or then you got Herman Lee, who is like my all-time idol. I adore that guy because dude is a technical master. Him and Tom Morello. Tom Morello is a audio engineering maniac. So hearing some of the cool sound effects that he comes up with are amazing. And then you got who else is there? Joe Satriani. I like his jazzy feel of everything when he plays. Basically just if it had a good melody at one point, I love playing it. And I'm actually working on a cover of a song with my buddy Alex. We're working on Silver Bride by Amorphous.
I will say this much: the as far as like once I started playing guitar, a lot of my influences are. I'm very big on Johnny Stevens from Highly Suspect. It's a very bluesy feel to it, but still like rock, but not super hard. And then it goes into these really almost jazzy solos in a lot of them, and it's just very, I don't know, vibey, I guess you can say. So he's definitely a big influence as far as playing guitar is concerned. Um, the way I found this community, though, is through Esser. He's the one who actually told me about the Unity community, which was pretty cool.
Sick. It's really awesome how all these things just happen. Someone tells you like, hey, there's actually a community for this, and here's the thing, come join. And in the time since I joined, like prior to Shredfest 3, I think is when I joined, there were already a lot of people, and the leap of just folks and Rocksmith streamers that have joined this community and maybe are watching or are in the Discord right now. It's been amazing seeing this community grow and get the amount of love, because this is such an awesome community of amazing talented people like Dukes and Lionhead and Flinchy. Seriously, it's people like you that make the community grow. I'm just here. But you folks, you're amazing. Seriously.
Speaking a bit of growing community, we have a special event that we plan to get going between Shredfest 5 and 6. You want to talk a bit about that, Flinchy?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we actually got the go ahead from Venom on if it was going to be a charity thing or not. But so we're planning on doing a mini Shredfest between fests for the LGBT community. Try to highlight some of the members that are part of the LGBT, like say Miss Rocktism. I think Cosmic Disorders on there.
Pagan Lady.
Pagan
Pagan Lady.
Lady.
Yes.
Tons of, or try to get the representation of the LGBT community involved on the fests on a more broad scale.
Which isn't actually hard at all, because there is
A shocking amount of people.
Yes, there is a lot of them in the community, and they're really good members. So we don't have to scrap to just get token people as well, like Miss Roctus as an example, of Pagan Lady, that are just amazing musicians. So we can show that there are amazing musicians that, well, are in that sense as well, and that might actually broaden the community as a whole. So
Right.
there's nothing to lose about it, and showcase that this community is more than just like some weird white guys.
Some weird meatheads.
Hey, I resemble that comment.
No, I feel nah. But all jokes aside, though, it's awesome.
Yes.
Open. We are an open community. We have a lot of acceptance, and it's just really cool that we are all, in this case, four generic white folks with long hair or short hair, doing the thing of playing the music. But aside from that, yeah, it's really cool just seeing people like indeed Pagan Lady and Miss Rocktism, such talented musicians as well. It was damn, it's awesome how amazing they are.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I watched Miss Rocktism, and I was like, "You slapping the bass." She's an
Yeah,
incredible bassist.
think her like raid alert is Dig from Mudvayne. just, just look at the baseline for Mudvayne. It's not easy.
No, it's not. But we are looking into doing a bunch of like charity stuff and just waiting for the go ahead on that so that we can get the Tiltify all set up and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and of course, if any that is watching have any ideas or anything, don't hesitate to DM or just put in the artist on the chat or whatnot. We are more than welcome of ideas or things. We are not magicians that can just think of great things. Well, the community is made up of a lot of amazing people. Base giveaway,
Base
absolutely.
giveaway.
But
Yeah,
as we want good ideas, not fantasy.
Hey man, if I could afford to do a bass giveaway or a guitar giveaway, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, we need some love. Bases are the foundation of the band.
Yeah, see, if there's anything I've learned about bassists is that you can keep them very easily entertained.
I mean, good bassists are like good IT people. If they do their job, you never notice them. You only notice them when something goes wrong.
Right. My buddy Alex, he told me that if there's a reason why the rhythm guitar sounds loud but you don't hear the bassist is doing his job right.
More likely than not,
Interesting.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because from mainly gigs, the only thing I really noticed that usually the only thing you really hear is the lead guitarist, and the bass and the rhythm are barely there.
And the vocals
Well,
are just kind of
There it is.
incomprehensible noise. That's what it was like when I saw Motley Crue live. You could barely hear Vince Neil, but you could hear Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx just jamming the fuck out, and you could barely hear Vince.
Yeah, Sam V brings up an interesting point. He specifically mentioned Flea, but whenever you have one guitarist, you really notice the bassist because they're usually doing the rhythm guitar on their own. So you have bands like actually Sabbath have amazing bass because he is doing the rhythm on top of Tommy Iommi's guitar playing. So
Yeah.
Venom.
Then you get bands like Cleopatra that don't have a bassist. They're a two-man band. They're just a guitarist and a drummer.
well, Royal Blood is bassist and a drummer.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Or actually, Oath. I don't know if anyone knows about that band, but I just do because they played on Bloodstock open air in 2013, and I happened to see them live there. They're also a 6-string bassist and a drummer.
Right.
Is it still a bass though when it has 6 strings?
Yes. because it's
Okay.
not tuned like a guitar. Usually, a 6-string bass is tuned B, E, A, D, C.
It sounds like they took a bit of the 7-string guitars then they're tuning.
Yeah, so 6-string bass is usually the lower B string and a high C string that really gives a bit more melodic feel to it. So that's kind of what I did there. You have 6-string basses that are tuned like a guitar, like the Fender 6. That's a bit thicker guitar strings, but it's tuned and has a more string spacing like a guitar, but it's obviously thicker.
There's always a G string, Sam. There's always a G string.
And whatever you do, try not to break it at a show, because next thing you know, you're going to get panties thrown at you if you need a new one.
That's actually my goal. I try and always break one at a show.
So that actually brings me to my next question. Do you guys, outside of Rocksmith, have any goals of being in a band, writing your own music, etc., etc., etc.?
Yeah, like I said, the live shows that I do once per year, I really miss them. So a big goal is indeed, once everything is settled down and live shows are a thing again, that's going to be goal number at least top 3, I think. And aside from that, I'm actually gonna get my recording stuff set up so I can start doing some covers. Probably rhythm guitar only first, maybe attempt to do some vocal work later on. But aside from that, a band would be cool. You never know what happens, because life is a mystery. You never know what's gonna come, or it could be a box of chocolates. You never know what's gonna come next.
Okay, Forrest Gump, chill.
It's just yeah, it's surprises, but mainly fun surprises, and I'm really looking forward to some awesome things upcoming, and I'm really looking forward to start working with some people, making some covers, and maybe some original work in the future as well.
Right on, Dukes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind joining a band in the future. I think for right now, I do need to start doing some more stuff off of Rocksmith where I'm actually using a live amp. I do have a very small 10-watt amp over there.
Same, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
so I definitely I need to do some more practice off of Rocksmith and kind of get the feel of how everything sounds when you're not playing the game. But I think in the future, I wouldn't mind doing so. Yeah. An audio interface. Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of those either.
I have a little.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's dark over there, but I have a 30-watt tube amp, little bastard, and then a cabinet with I think it's 4x10 hybrid, the hotkey high drive. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to get up and running again.
That's pretty neat. I mainly have 2 smaller amps, but they're currently on the attic. Traded them in for a Boss Katana 50, I think, which is really really nice amp.
mhm.
Truly even
I,
into the thing. If it needs to be loud, it can be loud. But if you need to be quiet, it can be quiet as well.
See, I only have this little crappy 10-watt amp that came with. So my first guitar was a kick guitar that I bought on Amazon for $90. So it came with an amp strap and all that fun stuff. Strap broke in 2 days. Amp is not good. It's pretty rough. But I have an audio interface. It's just a little Behringer Euphoria M2. It seems to do the job. So, Dukes, if you're looking for a cheap route to go on that one, it works pretty well. It was like $45 on Amazon.
Well, here's the thing. So, like with the real tone cable, technically you could use that and then just purchase a plugin.
Yep.
So that's the thing I was thinking about is I think there's some cheap cheap plugins you can get for like $20 or something like that. And kind of fuck around that way. Excuse my
Why
language.
don't you call me sometime and I can get you with my buddy Alex. He showed me how to do all that and get it into a DAW and stuff like that. Because that's how he and I just sit around and mess around at 3 o'clock in the morning, and because Alex wants to write some music with me, and I'm working on my first song right now. But I'm kind of having writer's block on it. But I use the real tone cable for whenever I'm messing around in Discord, because your audio interface will jack all your audio. So, but there's tons of free plugins. You got like Ignite Emissary for a good cheap or good free good amp sim, stuff like that.
How's the latency when you're not using the Rocksmith driver things on that interface?
On the interface, like 12 to 16.
Fair enough. I mean, I have never used that one outside Rocksmith because it's just hooked up to a different PC than my recording stuff is.
Right. Yeah, I get about the same latency as I do with the real tone cable. So it's not much of a difference, but it's barely noticeable.
Awesome. Yeah. Of course, I'm running Linux, so I record with Jack, which can be extremely low latency. Like it's lower latency than even RCO is on Windows. It takes a bit of CPU power to do it, but the Jack audio stuff is fantastic. And now with Pipewire coming in, you can actually like patch bay everything in software from all the different audio services, and it's just fantastic. And I also have Reaper on Linux, which is even more amazing. Like, why wouldn't I use it?
Right. And how are we looking on time here?
We're about an hour 15 in, so we have about at least 45 minutes. We usually go for about 2 hours, but it's up to you, mate.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I got a friend who just surprised me with, hey, I'm on my way to town. I'm like, oh, great. And they live 3 hours away. So I'm like trying to figure out time frame here.
I mean, if you gotta go, but you're the one who was hosting the stream, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's the issue.
That is definitely an issue that I'm having today. Because I gotta torment people, and she wants me to teach her how to play some stuff on a guitar, and I'm just like, I gotta figure out how to play myself.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
My ex, we're still like hella close, and I'm like the closest thing to a dad or kid knows. So she's like, you should teach him how to play guitar, and I'm like, you do realize that I'm a lead player. I just play random notes at random intervals, and hopefully it works.
They're not random. They're chromatic scale. It's never out of key, right?
Joke's on you, tough guy. I don't even know the chromatic scale.
My answer would be yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm sitting with guitarists, and now I know more about music theory, and that's not a lot. Like, it's really nothing.
It still would be a good thing to pick up, though, music theory, because like my answer just being yes, I honestly I pick up a guitar and I play, and it works. I don't know anything about timings and scale things. That's something I have zero knowledge in. So that would definitely be a thing for the future to pick up as well, some music theory.
Yeah, I like scales. The only scales that I really know are the pentatonic minor, the Phrygian scale, Phrygian dominant, and I'm working on the Lydian scale.
Question
Yes.
for you, Metalhead. How is music theory language in your native language, because I found that to be a hell when talking to English speakers, because the the names of a lot of things in my language are not directly translatable to English. Like
Yeah.
the B note in Norwegian is H. I don't know why that is, but for
Wait,
some,
what?
yeah, B is called H in Norwegian. I have no clue why, but that's one of the like major difference. Yeah, exactly, because as far as I know, Norwegian music theory is based way more on German, and I'm just curious if the Dutch is also based more on German than
Um,
English.
yeah. As a language, Dutch has similarities in German. I think it would be closer to German as well. So there's a big chance that if I pick up music theory, it would be closer to yours and the German kind of terms. Than I think the American or English terms that are used. But I think that's the thing with multiple stuff. I guess because, well, of course, different languages and different have different meanings in things. So it's gonna be tricky. But I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be loving and Russian. I would love to try it.
Yeah, because you have the same with like sharps and flats. Those terms aren't used like in that same sense. Like a C sharp is called cis, which is CISS.
Yeah.
So what we do is that we add a suffix that changes based on if it's sharp or flat. So kind of trying to translate those kind of terms from English to Norwegian or the other way is challenging at times. So I basically try to learn it natively in both languages, which mess my mind even more.
I'm just looking at that Russian that Faceless put in chat. That looks intimidating, to be fair.
Oh, Russian even has a different script, so that's even more
Ah,
challenging.
what is that?
It's Egyptian.
I feel like Rasputin's come back from the grave to maul my face off. Or, seduce the Queen of Russia. But, Alright.
Well, that would only work if you're Rasputin, though.
That's true. That is very true.
If you spell it fast, demons might be summoned.
Well, at least we don't have the English, not the like the UK version of note name of all the interval namings with the quavers and the cliffs and all of those kind of things. We
Mhm.
still use the 16th, the 8th, the quarters, all of that, because I know French and a lot of the Latin-based languages and English, as in England, have all of these like semi-hemi-demi quavers and all of that weirdness that you just basically have to learn the names of the note intervals.
Mhm. Yeah, the most I ever learned about theory was when I was in middle school to high school because I played sax. So, if you gave me enough time with the saxophone, I could probably learn how to play Epic Sax Guy in like 6 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
uh, yeah, no, that's the one thing I regret putting down is my saxophone, and then my mom sold it to pay bills. Um,
Ouch.
yeah, tell me about it. It hit me in the heart right here. And so, what other instruments do you guys play, if any at all?
Skin flute count?
I mean, are you buying me dinner first?
Oh, I can't handle myself. I'm sorry.
We call it meat flute, but it's the same gesture.
I love you guys so much.
This is great.
Well, I do play
Um,
guitar though.
I've played sax. I played a little bit of piano. Not much. I can play hot cross buns on the piano and xylophone. That's about it. Guitar, obviously. About to start learning bass once I get it fixed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm mainly playing guitar, of course. I got a bass last year in November, so picking up a little bit of bass on the
What
sides.
kind of bass?
It's a 4-string jazz bass, I think.
Is it the Jackson, the white one?
Yeah, the Jackson JS2, I think it's called.
The Jackson has really fat necks, don't they?
Yeah, it's honestly it's getting used to. It's interesting. It does fare me really well though. The only issue is that I can't play it for too long, and some reason my right arm really tenses up, and then I really can't play. It's either with a guitar pick or fingerstyle. It doesn't last very long. So like 2 or 3 tracks at maximum. Then I need to take an hour break before I can really play some more bass.
Do you sit or stand?
Stand. I can't play down sitting.
Okay, interesting. Because I know that's also kind of a contentious thing where depending on how the angle of the arm is, like I don't know how high or low you have the strap set when you stand, but the ideal is, at least for fingerstyle, is that you have the arm like nearly relaxing against your. Well, I have a big belly, so that's fine. But like having it nearly relaxing, and then I usually anchor my thumb on the pickup. I don't know if you have soap bars or jazz pickups or whatnot, but like
I think
that's
I have soap bars. It's like the plastic casing around the pickup.
the soap
So,
bars is like just normal square ones, like they're
yeah, that's what I have.
So,
yeah, because the jazz pickups are the thin ones, and then of course the P is the weird split one.
question for y'all. Do you guys have a like quick fix remedy for neck diving?
Uh,
Don't.
Not really. Well, the guitar. It's this one. It's the guitar I have out right now. But this is the only guitar that I have that has a bad neck dive. And the main issue how I fix it is just don't let it neck dive.
Well, cause my LTD
What
here.
I usually do is that I set when I stand, of course, because I stand 99% of the time, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the neck angle is very steep towards your head, so that you have the gravity of the body and the pivot point of your strap here help you keeping the neck from diving. So I
Okay.
just move it closer to my head than down.
And power stance also works really well.
Yep.
Wait, what does?
Power stance, literally just
Be a true rocker. Come on, dude. You got this.
Ah, yeah.
or bend through your legs and let it rest on your leg a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Works for me.
And then try it like that. So it rests a little bit and doesn't dive as much.
Right, because I have that problem. I don't have that problem when sitting, because it's a lot easier to have that pivot point, held down. But standing, borderline impossible.
Posture is another one that is really easy to fail at, and I encourage people to get the posture check channel point redemption, and try to get people to do that, because as long as you start to pivot downwards because you want to play that way, get the posture check and get the pivot point further back also helps a lot, and it also of course helps with general um, uh, overall health, and just don't wreck your back. I've had
Can
back surgery.
confirm.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
I would not recommend that to my worst enemies. Yeah, no, I am definitely trying to get better at the whole posture thing, because yeah, I'm hunched over 90% of the time at work.
Thick strap if you're going to stand up. A wide strap will also help you dissipate more load over a bigger surface area on your body. Yeah, that also helps a lot with that, because I've had a few of the thinner straps that just, but they tend to dig into my neck. But the wider it is, the more padded it is, the less weight is put on one single thing. And my jazz bass, which is now for some reason has a broken G string on the middle. I don't know how that happened. Um, that weighs 6 kilos or like 12 pounds. Is like insanely heavy.
Right, right. Yeah, it's kind of wild to think of how heavy these guitars can be sometimes, especially when you're holding them or while you're standing. And like I was playing last night and playing while standing because I like never do that because I'm used to sitting 90% of the time. And after like 3 hours, I was just like, yep, I need to be done with this for the night. And that's just my little Ibanez Geo. And yeah, no, it's definitely a different beast.
I mean, have you ever held a Les Paul guitar?
I
Those
mean,
are padded training mats. They are cheap and they are wonderful.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a set of Walmart training mats myself. They're like it cost me like $13 or $14 that I stand on.
Yeah, a cheap yoga mat will also do the trick wonderfully. I did that for months and months and months, but I bought a set to get my fighting area to work nicely. But any kind of like padding on the surface instead of standing directly on hardwood floor, even a good set of shoes will help you.
I'm wearing docs when I'm streaming.
I
That
actually
that's
stream barefoot
really
or in
fun.
socks, so padding is important to me.
yeah, and that goes for everyone in the chat. Like, get something to stand on, even if it's just a carpet or shoes or whatnot, because it will help you back if you stand for hours and hours and hours. Like, there are ergonomic experts that will tell you this from like factory work where people stand for 8 to 12 hours a day and they will ruin their backs. And again, I've had back surgery. It's about 7, 9 years ago now, something like that. I don't remember. It's not recommended.
mm-hmm. I work in a factory myself. So I'm stuck in a stain booth all day, getting covered in wood stains, stuff like that. I've had to throw like half my clothes away in the last year because they're flammable and reactant to light. So,
Solid.
That can't be good.
yeah, yeah, and like I walked into my apartment a couple weeks ago and I was like, something smells like it's burning. And then I looked in my bedroom and there's just a puff of smoke coming out of some of my clothes, and I'm like, I should really get rid of those. Highly, highly do not recommend it.
No, that I can understand.
Yeah. Basically, what we're saying is take care of your body. Don't push it above your limits. Don't take any chances with it. And small things like standing on a good surface or not monitor at an excessive levels that damage your hearing, all of these things, they will add up. And yes, most of you are young. I don't know the age of you guys, but I'm like 30 plus now at the moment.
27.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut up now.
So
You're-
it will hurt you in the long run.
You're
If you don't.
19.
No, I'm 24. I'm probably the youngest from this call right now.
Dukes?
I'm gonna be the big 3-0 in July.
No!
Oh, so
Yeah.
I will get to 3-1 before you get to 3-0 then. Okay, fantastic. But yeah, your body will hate you if you strain it too much. So just
Yep.
try to give optimal conditions.
Yeah.
And I recommend to try to at least stand most of your set, if not all of it, because we sit too much. I sit too much. Everyone sits too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can agree on that one. And plus, it's a
I
lot more
deliver
fun
for
to get
FedEx,
in.
so I drive all day, so I definitely sit way too much.
Hey man, I'm trying to get out of my job and into commercial truck driving. So I
At
feel
least
it.
you have jobs.
Wait,
Still
clown,
looking for one at the moment.
what day in August? I'm genuinely
Oh,
curious.
fuck's sake. Isn't Faceless is also getting to 30? Interesting.
Oh, I'm August 10th. Damn. I,
Uh,
Faceless shares a birthday with one of my sisters, though.
So are you? So who here, including in chat, go ahead and post it. Are you guys doing something specific for your birthday? I know that I was talking to you. I was talking to someone earlier today. I was thinking about doing a 30th birthday celebration. I actually have a specific song being charted right now for my 30th birthday. But I'm gonna do a set list and then take song requests and everything.
Yeah, for my birthday, I'm thinking about doing the same thing, but I'd have to wait till the weekend because my birthday is on a Tuesday this year.
Yeah,
I don't even know when mine is.
I despise my birthdays. I hate them with a passion.
I hide from everybody except for my stream because those are the only people I like to interact with on a regular basis.
The only one who gets to acknowledge my birthday is my parents and the admiral.
The Admiral's the wife, right?
Admiral is the only one who can give the captain orders.
Fair. They wear the pants.
But no, that's my cohabitee.
well, I usually I'll just sit around and play video games all day. I don't really do much. Maybe do something special this year for maybe with streaming like Alfonso. Maybe I can get a set list together or something. Do something stupid like dress up like Batman and play Bat Metal all day or something. That could work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it directly on my birthday because I know that if I wanted to do that, the missus would have a fit and I'd have to do something with her on my birthday. But like either a day or two after, probably afterwards, because I just looked and my birthday is on a Wednesday and Thursdays are my Fridays. So maybe like the 15th, I'll do a celebration stream kind of thing.
That
Respect,
sounds like a
respect.
good idea.
I think I might also buy myself a new guitar for my birthday. Maybe get that
Yeah.
Schecter.
What kind of Schecter were you looking at though? Because I'm
I
curious.
I don't know yet. I haven't really looked into it, but preferably something in blue. Blue's my favorite color.
Blue, okay. I'll look at that sweet guitar. 'Cause if I were to get a Schecter, I think one of those C1 Silver Mountains in Blood Moon would be one I want to go for. Because I mean, look at me. If there's anything that's noticeable in this setup right now, it's red and black.
Right,
That's
right.
my go-to colors.
We're
It's
matching.
oh awesome. Even my shirt that I'm wearing under this vest is red and black. But I think if I were to get a new guitar at this point, Solar is a guitar that I'm looking at currently.
Yeah, I was actually looking at a Schecter. I mean, I have a donation goal fund things for a five string bass, which is an ESP, and I love ESPs. I've been playing them for years and years and years, and they're fantastic. And then I saw this Schecter PJ bass. It's a Session Model T Session 5, and it looks gorgeous though, because one of the things I really hate about five-string basses with like P style head, not the P head, no, the Fender style head, because the Fender head is copyrighted, but like in the same sort of style, is that they usually do 4 tuners on one side and 1 on the other side. I don't like that. Either do 3-2 or 5-0. Don't do 4-1. It looks off. Yes, and I'm really picky about tuners. I really don't like when they do the like weird things. 3-2 is fine, or on a guitar is 3/3 or 6/0, that's fine. But if you had a 7-string guitar with 6/1 or 6/2, no 6/1 or 5/2, is like it looks off. And I know the Music Man does 4/2, I think they do, which is just weird in my opinion. I don't
That's
like the I
really
don't like the
weird.
aesthetics of them, but like the Music Mans, I think a lot of the John Petrucci ones do 4/2 or whatnot, which I just find to be weird.
That's interesting. To be fair, I honestly have not looked at that much Music Mans in my life, mainly due to the price of those things. But I know that Dutch Rocker has a Music Man, which it looks great, but that has a 3/3 headstock though. So
Is that his red guitar? The one
yeah,
that I jokingly call him the do every time I see him because of it?
yes, that is that guitar because I think it's the same model.
Nice. Yeah, honestly, I think I would probably go with a demon for a Schecter.
I do
They're
like the
so
Hellraiser.
nice.
Yeah. Looks like active pickups too.
Yeah, EMG actives. That's what my Damien has in them as well.
Oh, you have a Damien. Okay.
Yeah, I bought the Damien, the Platinum 7-string, and the reason why I went with the Platinum is actually because of the inlays weren't this. They were just normal inlays on the if you just bought a normal Damien. So basically, I paid the extra $150 for the inlays and EMG actives.
It's gotta be worth it though. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Aesthetically, it was everything I wanted.
Yep. Quick question, because we're talking a bit about aesthetics, because of course instruments are mostly tools to actually play music, but as we've said a few times, it is also a lot of aesthetics getting into it. Like, what kind of features do you really love, or you can't stand on an instrument, like color wise, top end, pick guards, headstocks, whatnot, like both the best and the worst of it?
Before I answer this question, is Rubber Dave in chat?
I don't think so.
I hate the arrows, and yeah, I do not like them. They look ugly to me.
It's the body shape, right? I think
Yeah,
for the V's.
Yeah.
I don't
You mean the
enjoy
V?
them. Yeah, the V's. Yeah, the flying V's. I don't like them.
And of course, before we go on, this is purely taste of us. There's nothing wrong with liking the V, even though Dukes don't like them. It's nothing wrong with loving the 4/6 4/2 headstock. Like, if you like it, fantastic. But this is just what we like and we don't like. It's
Mhm.
purely a taste thing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But gentlemen, I do hate to cut this a little bit early. I gotta get flying. Um,
We
Oh,
need
damn
to
it.
raid someone from the community.
Ooh, yeah, we do.
absolutely.
I know someone who's live. They've got 3 viewers. They are new to Rocksmith. Actually, they've been
Are
playing
they
for
in?
3 months.
Are they from Unity though?
Oh.
Are they from the Unity disc or community?
I don't even think they know about us, to be honest.
Could be an opportunity to make a new friend.
Exactly. Also, Red, you're muted.
Oh yes, my mistake. But yeah, absolutely a good way to get someone new into the community if they're new to Rocksmith and want to play.
Right.
That's an awesome idea. Yeah.
All right, so hang on. I gotta figure. I'm not logged into the Unity Rocksmith or Twitch channel, so I gotta figure out the different way to do the raid and stuff like that.
You're
Oh,
streaming, right?
I can raid.
Oh yeah, Red has.
I can start a raid.
Oh, right. Okay, forgot about that. That's why I'm happy you're
Okay.
here, Red. I don't know what I'd do without your
So-
majestic hair.
So Dukes, if you have a name for us, type it in the chat and we'll
I just
check out
sent
the
you a
channel.
DM with their link.
Ooh, sliding in the DMs like that. Damn.
Ooh, fancy. You gonna buy him dinner first?
Nope.
What what the hell? That's just common courtesy.
Listen, that's only if I get the first reach round, okay?
I'm not going on a date with you. I have to get food first. Sorry.
We can get food first, but if you're doing the first reach round, you're paying.
Okay, the raid is started.
Awesome. Hey, everyone, thank you for having me and this VODcast. It's been an absolute blast being
Yeah,
here.
thank you for guys for being here on such short notice.
Thank you as well.
Like I said, this was kind of a scrambled together kind of thing because this
I
week's
like
been
it.
hell.
That's my style. Just last minute, just get
Okay,
on with it.
let's go.
Woo! All right, it's sent.